Universal were no strangers to creating female counterparts for their iconic monsters. The Bride of Frankenstein left a significant impression with very little screen time, and we were also presented with Dracula's daughter and Anunka, the Lady Mummy. With the Wolfman practically acting as the figurehead of all their 1940s output, a Wolf-Woman movie would appear to be a worthwhile venture. So, in 1946, the studio released She-Wolf of London. She-Wolf of London is a standalone piece and does not continue the Larry Talbot saga, nor does it even connect to its presumable namesake, Werewolf of London. The film instead revolves around a young woman named Phyllis Allenby, played by June Lockhart. Phyllis is the sole heir to the wealthy Allenby lineage and their impressive mansion. Along with her friendly nature and good looks, this makes her an eligible bachelorette for this man Barry. Oh, she may also have inherited the Allenby's supposed werewolf curse, but that is mere speculation, superstition, dare I say, pale poppycock. The mansion is shared with her adopted aunt and cousin, who are introduced through a very lengthy dialogue scene explaining how Phyllis's impending marriage will mean they will have to move out. Dare I say, bugger off. No, officer, I don't smell any possible motive to commit any wrongdoings here. Hey, what's going on over there, at the local park? Murder, that's what's happening. This same park has become the site of repeated fatal attacks, and each time, bystanders have heard dog noises and wolf howls. Phyllis, who has sustained a lifelong fear of her bloodline curse, instantly blames herself. I mean, to be fair, she's waking up covered in mud and blood. Surely enough, she retracts from society and her male suitor, deteriorating mentally by the day, each new murder amputating a part of her sanity. Her fiancé Barry doesn't exactly help matters either. He finally manages to get her out of the house for a lovely romantic afternoon, but then he refuses to stop reciting a spooky Shakespeare verse about wolves, while the poor girl is convulsing through her flesh. Read the room, Barry. Anyway, that's the gist of the film, really. Another kill in the same location, Phyllis freaks out, and the people around her discuss it while the police fail to do anything. Rinse and repeat. Aha, now you do eventually plan on having werewolves in your werewolf movie, right? Spoiler alert, not really. You may have noticed there have been no mention or clips of an actual werewolf, or a cool transformation scene, or anything. Well, that is because there is no werewolf. As hinted at before, it is glaringly obvious from the first 5 minutes that the curse is a load of furry baloney, and that this bitter aunt wants to destroy Phyllis's engagement so she can stay in this big old house. In fact, it's so obvious, and therefore lacking in mystery, that you naturally presume a huge twist will arrive later, proving the curse is real. No, it's just like the She-Wolf of the Baskervilles. That is a mistake, and all but explains why She-Wolf of London has drifted from memory, while so many of the Universal monster movies of this era enjoy an unblemished legacy 80, 90 years on. Think back to 1946, soldiers survived the war, knowing the only way they could truly relax is with some abnormally hairy women. What a disappointment this must have been! People come to the Universal monsters to see monsters. They don't want greedy middle-aged spinsters. They want to bask in the glory of Lon Chaney Jr., shambling around the same swamp for 3 movies in a row, damn it! As it stands, this film echoes the mystery thrillers released by RKO in that same decade, where the supernatural is often disproven or takes a more ambiguous backseat to noir drama. Cat People in particular feels like a major influence, but what the RKO movies lack in easy monster thrills, they more than make up for with gorgeous filmmaking, dripping with shadowy style, palpable suspense, and a script that keeps you glued to your seat. She-Wolf of London unfortunately falls flat in that regard too, flopping like Phyllis on this table, or flopping like the villain on this floor. The filmmaking is largely stationary, and visually unremarkable. Even Universal's trusty fog machine does little to inspire fear, especially when it's the 4th or 5th time we're forced into this park location for what is essentially the same scene over and over. The only notion of directorial style comes at the very end, when the villain is revealed. Director Gene Yarborough decided to shoot the whole thing in canted angles. Given the lack of style prior, it's understandable if you believe the mansion had simply slipped into a sinkhole. Who are we kidding? That would be too much action for this movie. Look, the big bad guy is defeated by a misplaced footing on the stairs. Perhaps I'm being harsh. Yarborough did direct 47 feature films in the 1940s alone. The man was probably just exhausted. He was hired to churn out another B-movie to fill out double feature shows, so I guess he succeeded. It's not the worst film you'd ever see, just a faint limp of a movie that sits awkwardly in a legacy of greater works. Much like the villain's gaslighting plan, I feel like Universal tricked us, and maybe I've just done the same with this video's title and thumbnail. The Allenby curse strikes again! In the modern age, we're not as victimized as the audience was in the 40s. After all, these days we do have Shakira, and the short-lived TV show also called She-Wolf of London. Ruddy hell, Wookiee's gone wild! So yeah, if you are after actual werewolf business from the 30s and 40s, I'm sorry to say, just stick with the known classics on this occasion.